Hey guys, welcome to day 29 of Rawktober. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my story of weight gain and loss while being on this raw vegan fruitarian journey. So to start, when I first came to the raw lifestyle, I did a mango island, which I've talked about before, and I will include those videos in the video description. But I lost a lot of weight while I was detoxing. And that was completely normal. That made sense to me. My body was releasing and eliminating. But then I started following different people online who were in this lifestyle. And a lot of them were saying things like, you can eat as much as you want. You can eat, so many bananas a day, a lot more than was calorically necessary. And I was someone who had experienced emotional eating in the past and someone who didn't believe in restriction. And I was working at home and I had a lot of emotional challenges. I was a new entrepreneur. And so I remember days where I would just sit home nonstop eating banana ice creams. Will you gain weight from that? Potentially, I did. So, have I gained weight at times while being fully raw? Yes. Have I gained weight while being mostly raw? Yes. Have I lost weight while being fully raw? Yes. Have I lost weight while being mostly raw? Yes. Okay, so it changed all depending on where I was at emotionally and mentally. It depended on who I was following. It depended on what I was going through, what my life experiences were. So yes, I would have those times where I would eat more banana ice cream. I would go past the point of being full. I would just stuff my face with banana ice cream because of what I was going through emotionally. I would also have times where I was eating a lot of raw gourmet foods, so really heavy foods. So those were times where I was gaining weight while being fully raw. And I was following those people, or I was going through emotional challenges where I coped with it by eating and with food. Then there were times while being mostly raw that I would eat vegan junk foods. So that would cause me to gain weight. And then there were times while eating mostly raw where I was very balanced. I felt very balanced and I ate a very balanced diet. So there was a lot of changes that kept happening. And so my weight would go up or down depending on what was going on in my life. So I wouldn't say it had nothing to do with the specific foods I was eating, because obviously at times it did. But it had more to do with how I was coping with my emotions. And that's why I do have a previous video where I talk about how to handle negative emotions, which I will include in the video description. So now I have healthy ways to cope with my feelings and with my emotions. So I use journaling, exercise, talking to a friend. Those are just some examples. And so now I don't turn to food as my way to cope. Now I feel that I have a healthy body and I have a healthy diet and I have a healthy way of handling my emotions. And I also have come to a different belief system about how much I should eat and how much feels good for me to eat. So there were times in the past when I first came to this lifestyle and I was very restrictive. So referencing yesterday's video, which I will include in the video description, that's all about restriction. It's not that the raw vegan diet was too restrictive or was restrictive. It's that I was restrictive with myself. So when there were times that I was really strict on what I would eat, I wouldn't allow myself to eat too many fats, or I wouldn't allow myself to eat spices or whatever. I would just be really strict and purist with what I was eating. Then yes, I would lose weight during those times, but then I would binge. Whether I would binge on raw food or I would binge on cooked food. Like I would be strict on fully raw, but then, I would be so strict that I would then go to cooked foods and I would eat them in abundance, and then that would cause me to gain weight. So when I realized that it was about more than just the food, and it was really about how to handle my emotional well-being, then my weight has stayed very consistent. So this has been, I'm not quite sure, maybe about a year or so. For the most part, my weight has stayed very consistent over the past year. In the beginning, it fluctuated a lot because of all the reasons I talked about, but now it's been pretty consistent. And that's because I know how to handle my emotions and I'm not turning to food as a coping mechanism. So I wanted to be sure to address this because I know that there are other YouTubers or leaders in this lifestyle who basically explain or state that this raw vegan fruitarian lifestyle is like a cure-all. You lose weight, you feel great, whatever. But for me, it's brought up a lot of emotions because while being raw, I feel raw. And so because it's made me more raw and because my emotions have felt stronger and I've had to learn how to cope with them, that's caused my weight to go up and down. So it's not like I came to this lifestyle, I lost weight, and boom, my life was perfect. It wasn't like that for me at all. I've had to learn to be okay with the ups and the downs, with my weight and with my emotions. And now I feel really, really good. So do I feel good all the time? Of course not. I still have negative emotions and I still have times where my weight will go up a little. But I'm okay with that. I don't stress about it, I don't worry about it, and I don't turn to food to deal with it. So I hope this has been helpful, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Don't forget to leave me your comments and questions down below. Bye.